guys, it is Shipwreck Samantha here. Today I'm going to give you a tour of Rose's cage for anyone that was wondering what her setup was and what it looked like, or if you're even looking to get a bird and you don't know what size cage you need. I am going to show you what my setup is for Rose's cage, so let's get to it. Okay, here's the whole cage right here. As you can see, it has this wheeled stand, so you can kind of get an idea of just how big it is right here. I believe it's like 3 feet wide and 4 feet tall, something like that. And down there is where I keep her food, her newspaper, extra toys, milk egg cartons for little scavenger hunt toys and things like that. So Rose is just hanging out right there. That's one of her favorite spots to sit, where she can just kind of watch me while I'm in my room. So for a conure, or really any bird, it's extremely important to have a lot of toys and climbing things for the bird. So I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. She has a little ladder there in the very back. Focus. She has a ladder in the very back because sometimes she'll fall to the ground, and I just got her a little ladder because it makes it a little easier for her to get back up. And then I have her food and her water, which I separated because she would drop her food in her water and I had to change it more often that way. Funny thing is, she still decides to pick up a piece of food, carry it over to her water, and drop it in the water. She likes to do that. I don't know why. She's just a strange bird. So there's a perch going across there, and it's also right in front of this wide swinging door, which I'm going to keep closed because my dog is in the room over there, and we do not want these two animals to coexist at one time because I do not trust my dog with my bird. And I don't recommend you do that either because dogs are predators and birds are prey, so I do not recommend that you let your bird hang out with your other animals. So, working our way up, I took a piece of cloth that I wasn't using and I braided it. So I put 3 strips and I braided it all the way up so she would have an easy way to access her food. So she could just climb across. It took her a little while to get used to because it's not a firm, sturdy perch, it's more like a rope bridge. But she got used to it. With any kind of fabric toys, I would recommend you really keep an eye on it because birds will tear it and chew it up. So far, she hasn't ripped any fibers out too badly, so it's still okay. But if it ever happens that too much fabric has been removed from it, I will take the rope bridge out because it is not safe for any loose fibers to be out. I once had a happy hut for Rose that I had to return after a few days because she immediately wanted to start ripping the threads out, and they can choke or lose a foot, and it's extremely dangerous. So you have to be really careful with fabric things. Over here I have this extra little rope, like ladder bridge, I guess. And this is just a little connector piece so she can get from this perch over to the door, because it's just a little extra way for her to climb over to the door. Because this is the door she usually comes to when I take her out of her cage. She'll climb up on the opposite side of this door, so when I open it, she's on the outside. She likes to do that. But I also moved this perch here because it was in a spot she wasn't using it, so I just moved it right there, and now she likes to climb on it a lot. Back here, she has her absolute favorite toy. This is the second time, or the first time I've had to replace it, her second time she's had this toy because she ripped out the last one. That's the thing about bird toys. You have to replace them pretty often because they're meant for birds to rip and shred up. So you just kind of have to keep that in mind if you get a bird. But she loves it. She rips and shreds at it. It's great for nesting instincts for her to rip it up. I also have this perch. I'll just open up the cage because she's not coming out. Her wings are clipped. There's this swing right here, which she was afraid of at first because she doesn't like things that are unstable, but she got used to it. It was in the way, so I just hung it in the middle of the cage, but she'll actually climb from the perch she's standing on onto the swing and hang out, or she'll just climb on the sides. I have this this, what am I trying to say, perch. I have this perch right here that I got recently. This is just like a great beak scratcher and like claw filer. It's a little rough and it kind of feels good on her feet to stand on, and it's just a little more variety in the perches. It's really important it's really important to have different sized perches for your bird. For example, there's this size, and then focus. Then there's this perch, which is a little bigger, and then smaller than those two is this one right here. So it's really important to have different sizes, so your bird can stretch its feet. If it has one size that it has to hold on to all the time, its feet can get sore. So if you have different sizes, it kind of lets them stretch their feet out. This is also a little bit of a different size, so just having a lot of variety is really important. Not only with their food, but with their toys and their perches. Down here is just a little extra perch where she can chew on this, which she hasn't recently, but she used to love this thing. You can see where she chewed it a little bit. And this is just her cuttlebone perch. Cuttlebone is a great source of vitamins. Sometimes they eat it, sometimes they scratch their beak on it, so it's just a good thing to have. So your bird isn't vitamin deficient. Then this is one of her current favorite toys that she plays with, and really you can just get bird toys at Walmart, and it doesn't have to be that elaborate. You just have to be really careful with toys. Like I said, this one has fabric on it. So far she hasn't ripped at the thread, so it's all good right now. You just have to keep an eye on all the toys you give a bird and how they treat it. Like with the plastic, I see she's just been chewing on it, but she hasn't been eating it, so far it's good. So that is pretty much the entire setup I have for Rose's cage. That's all I have to show you. I hope this was helpful if you're looking to get a bird yourself, or if you just wanted to see Rose's cage in general, because she's in most of my videos. Also, if you aren't already and you'd like to be sure to join my pirate crew by hitting subscribe, and I will see you guys next Friday.